Champ, what do you anticipate from Folley?
Well, I'll know in a few minutes. I expect him to be a good boxer. I know he's punching good with both hands. He's hitting hard with both hands. He's not too fast on his feet, but he's clever and he's smart.
He has had a number of knockouts to his credit, and you've never really been tagged. Do you have any special defense for him?
Well, I've never really been tagged, and many people say they don't know what'll happen if I can take a punch or not. And I like to say to those people that I plan to never let you know if I can take a punch, because I never plan to be really hit. And the name of the game is hitting and not being hit, and I would like to retire, being the honest fighter that they could say that never got hit. But I'll be moving fast and building up points, and if I see a knockout, I'll try to get it.
In previous fights, some of them have been float, others have been sting. Are you trying to tell us this one is going to be punch?
Nope, I'm not a puncher. I don't hit too hard. I just keep my face smooth and dance and move fast and do all the hitting, but I never get hit. And then when I do hit, I don't hit that fast. But if a knockout do come, it could come. I knocked out Cleveland Williams, and I knocked out Archie Moore, and I knocked out Brian London, and some fall and some don't. In other words, different strokes for different folks.
When you step into the ring here at Madison Square Garden tonight, will you have any special feeling?
Well, this was my main goal, being a champion and fighting in the Garden, but I've excelled so greatly in sports until this is just another arena as far as I'm concerned. I've been on the satellites and Houston Astrodome. I've drawn the biggest crowds in fighting history. And I've taken boxing to countries such as Egypt and Sudan, Arabia, and Scotland and Holland, places that never followed boxing from this country. And the things that I have to my credit have become so great until this is just another event in here. But I do believe it will be a special occasion in a few minutes when the people in the Madison Garden see the Muhammad Ali come into the Garden. This is the first heavyweight title fight that's been in the Garden in 15 years, I think. And this is a big boost for the Garden.
As it must to all men, and as it eventually will happen to you, should you be defeated?
Retire tonight.
Unalterably, that is a decision.
Retire. I've said it once and I'll say it again.
Is there any contract for a return bout?
Never return clauses in my bouts. I'm a real fighting champion. I'm the first real fighting champion. No return clauses, and giving every contender a chance to make some money.
Well, your last thoughts?
I'm just ready to go out. Tired of talking. Ready to go out and defend the title. Everybody's out here waiting, and I'm ready.
Thanks, Chap. And so that was the champion, a man of many...
Light heavyweight contender from Anaconda.
Here's Johnny Addy with the ring introductions.
Cowboy Roger Rouse. The Canadian heavyweight king, George Chavallo. Former lightweight champion of the world, and a good one, Ike Williams. Former welterweight champion of the world, Louis Rodriguez. Former featherweight champion, who is now chief inspector on the New York State Athletic Commission, Petey Scalzo. Still the WBA heavyweight king, Amy Terrell. Retired featherweight champion of the world, Sandy Sandler.
Hey, Johnny. Don't mention that Ellis won that fight, please.
Coming up as one of the leading contenders for heavyweight championship honors, Jimmy Ellis. Ladies and gentlemen, the next boxing show here, Friday night, March the 31st. The welterweight champion of the world will meet one of the sensational new welterweights from Philadelphia, a very exciting fighter, Gypsy Harris. And here is the welterweight king, Curtis Coates. Our tickets for this bout will be on sale tomorrow. Another date, ladies and gentlemen, Monday night, April the 17th. Emil Griffith will defend his middleweight crown against the European middleweight king who has won 170 bouts out of 171. Nino Benvenuti, the European middleweight king, and Emil Griffith. Tickets will be on sale for that show also tomorrow. One of the great featherweight champs of all time, ladies and gentlemen, Willie Pepper. And the very popular former middleweight dynamic puncher, Rocky Graziano. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cinderella Man, former heavyweight king, James J. Braddock. We'd like to call up the lightweight champion of the world, Carlos Ortiz.
All the while these introductions were being made, Zora Folley was in the ring, but the champion, Muhammad Ali, was not here, and he has just come in and is entertaining.
One of the real greats, Sugar Ray Robinson. And how about the Brown Bomber, Joe Lewis? Now, ladies and gentlemen, here is one of the most active of all champions, middleweight king, Emil Griffith.
Here's Joe Lewis coming in on the left.
Light heavyweight, down the light heavyweight king, Jose Torres.
You can never tell in a heavyweight championship fight, but the fans are looking forward to a tough fight from Folley, and of course the flash and speed we've come to expect from Muhammad Ali.
We're just about ready to go here at Madison Square Garden. Muhammad Ali and Zora Folley scheduled for 15. As you see the windmill action getting ready in the left hand and upper left-hand corner of the screen, Muhammad Ali. In his corner is Luis Sarria, the Cuban bodybuilder, and Angie Dundee is trainer, and Drew Bundini Brown, who's making his reappearance since the float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and the disappearance of the championship belt, which came back. Here's the champion. Now, over in the corner, 202.5 pounds, Zora Folley and his entourage, directly with his back to us, his manager, Bill Swift. In addition, in his corner will be P.D. Mack and John Hart, his regular trainer, Freddie Fierro, his pro tem trainer from New York, who will be in charge of the cuts if there are any.
Johnny. Here at Madison Square Garden, the large crowd is waiting in anticipation for this heavyweight championship fight between the champion Muhammad Ali, and you see him loosening up there. And over on the right-hand side, the challenger, the number one contender for the crown, Zora Folley. I don't think there's anything quite like the electricity of a heavyweight championship fight in all the world of sports, and tonight's is no exception. The large crowd at Madison Square Garden is literally waiting for this big one to get underway. And we're all set on the world-famous ring announcer, Johnny Addy.
Main event, 15 rounds for the heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing the officials assigned by the New York State Athletic Commission. The judges, Frank Forbes and Tony Castellano. The timekeeper, Fred Abatello. Counting for the knockdowns, Bonnie Smith. The referee for the main event, Johnny Lobianco. Introducing the principals. From Chandler, Arizona, wearing brown trunks, he weighs 202 and a half, the challenger, Zora Folley. His opponent from Houston, Texas. He's wearing white trunks. He weighs 211 and a half. The heavyweight champion of the world, Muhammad Ali. 15 rounds for the heavyweight championship of the world at stake. Muhammad Ali, Folley, you're boxing for the World Heavyweight Championship. You were bruised, briefed on every one of our rules. The 3 knockdowns in any 1 round, the bout is automatically stopped. If you score a knockdown, go to a neutral corner. Do not come out until I call you. If you're in a down position and the bell rings, the count will continue with the exception of the last round. No holding and hitting. When you're in a clinch and I tell you to break, step back clean. Protect yourself at all times. Good luck to both of you. Shake hands.
Scoring here in New York on a rounds basis with a supplementary point system if the rounds come out even on an official's card. The gladiators are wearing 8-ounce gloves. Muhammad Ali, the white trunks. Zora Folley, the challenger, in the dark trunks. They are brown. Folley is a patient fighter, a good counterpuncher, and he gets in a light right hand there. Ali, the champion, figures to circle the ring at great speed until he's ready to carry the attack to his opponent. Now remember, especially in the early rounds, the 34-year-old Folley will be dangerous. Time could work against him. He's 9 years older than the champion. Folley knows everything about the manly art of self-defense. How to defend himself, how to attack, how to roll with punches, how to jab. He's got all the equipment. And of course, so has the champion. The champion has speed, great speed. 2 minutes left in round 1. And that's a little less majesty. The challenger showing no respect for the champion. Out of respect, probably, for Folley's punching power, the champion is keeping his gloves up higher than he usually does. Usually dangles them at his hips. Folley keeps cocking that right hand. That's his Sunday punch. Clay figures when he's ready to open up with a flurry. And he's got all the equipment too. Champion seemingly is going to get aggressive any moment. He's looking for the spot. And that was not a soft punch. Folley has brought the crowd up with those punches. Ten seconds left in round one. Two on the left, the champion Muhammad Ali, the white trunks, challenges Zora Folley in the brown. Folley showed no respect for the champion in the first round, and the champion did very little. Muhammad Ali is 6'3". Folley is just a little bit short of 6'1". Folley is 34 years old, the champion 25. Notice that quick right hand the challenger has. With that, he has scored 40 knockouts. And there's the first clinch of the fight. The referee, Johnny Lobianco, gets them apart. They both scored that time. Folley has been carrying the fight to the champion. And at the moment, the champion is treating this as though it were a gymnasium workout. This is very pretty, but it is not scoring any points for the champion. And should the fight go the limit, these early rounds count just as much as the later ones. Now Ali has dropped his gloves down. He's taking light lefts to the body, and they're not annoying him, apparently. 1 minute to go in round two. It's interesting that Folley can find the champion with those right hands, and he is, and they're not soft punches. Ten seconds to go in round two. Ali, the gloves down at his side again, the white trunks. Challenges Zora Folley, watching his man go around him. Folley is a patient fighter. He rarely gets ruffled at anything his opponent does or at anything he himself does. He's patient. Ali's looking to get in there now with that famous flurry. He's also got to watch the countering right hand. Champion is putting on a show, but he's not bothering Folley, apparently. Two minutes left in this round. Johnny Lobianco, a very fine referee, is in there. Folley is getting those jabs into the body, too. Some of the crowd is yelling, "Stand still, Folley. Don't walk around and get tired." I guess Zora knows what to do. They have both had harder sessions in the gymnasium, but without the tension of the championship match. Notice how Folley can ride back with those punches, but now the champion's jab is getting in there. Ali got in his first good right hand that time. Flush on the jaw. Folley took it well. Round 3 at Madison Square Garden. The champion is now finding his opponent with jabs and is looking better. See how quick the champion's left hand is? 10 seconds to go in this round. Round 3.
In that round, the champion was part clown, part bicycle rider, but he still has that lithe speed, the spring in the legs. And it looks to me like he's assessed whatever Folley's attack is going to be. He started to throw the straight left jab, started to land, scored with the one good right hand. Folley still keeps probing with the left and trying to catch the elusive target with his right. And that would have been an even round, I would have said. Folley leads the fight 2-1. What fight there has been. Zora Folley's corner. Muhammad Ali here at Madison Square Garden as we await round 4. Don, the first 3 rounds. Looks like the champ is ready.
Round 4 in this heavyweight championship match. Muhammad Ali, the champion of all the world in the white trunks. Zora Folley, the challenger from Chandler, Arizona. Champion weighing 211.5. Folley 202.5. Although there's little action, the crowd doesn't seem to mind. Champion Ali is always a show, no matter what he's doing. Folley is gradually cutting down the distance that Ali is away from him. He's trying to corner. Ali is trying to corner him little by little. See how well the challenger rolls back from those punches? And there's Folley down! 5, 6, 7, 8. Folley is up at 9. About a minute and 40 seconds left to go in the round, and Folley is back battling. They said Folley wouldn't be Tiger, but he is. This has turned into quite a fight, hasn't it? 1 minute to go in round 4. Folley bleeding from the nose. Folley's coming back from that knockdown, and he is scoring. One of the infrequent clinches. The punches that put Folley down came so fast, you could hardly see them. There's nothing wrong with Folley's courage, believe me. He's got plenty. 10 seconds to go in round 4. Here it is, round 5. Champion looked up at the clock or the round sign as he came out here. Bill Swift, Johnny Hart, and Petey Mack are in the challengers' corner. Angelo Dundee, Louis Sarria, and Drew Brown, better known as Bundini, are in the champions' corner. Round 5 at Madison Square Garden, scheduled for 15. Few expected to go that far. Such an important match, the minutes go by very fast. About a minute gone so far in round 5. Folley, unlike many of Ali's opponents, is not afraid to throw that right hand. That's a grazing right. Neither bothers to do anything on the inside. Solid jab by the champ, but Folley put one in there, a couple. 1 minute left in round 5. Those are hard jabs by the champion. They're bound to take their toll. Look at them. Look at that get in there by Ali. Folley is not flinching, however. Those jabs are carrying this round for the champion. Ten seconds left in round 5. At Madison Square Garden, challenges Zora Folley on the right, champion on the left. Folley was down for a 9 count. He took the count, listening to it in round 4. Went down from a combination, lightning punches. Other than that, he has given a good account of himself. A grazer. They're pretty close to each other now. That was a good punch by Folley. Folley has been bleeding intermittently from the nose. 2 minutes left in round 6. Folley had an opening for the right that time, but froze. Clay altering his style again, goes into motion. Champion Muhammad Ali putting that jab in again. Zora Folley the challenger. 1 minute to go in round 6. At this point, the champion Ali is just too fast for Folley. He missed.
In that round, the champion came out for the full minute and a half, the first half of that round, and just stood flat-footed there within range of Folley. And the two of them sort of measured one another, and the champion depended upon his bobbing and weaving and his shoulder twitching to get his head out of range, and Folley was unable to score. And then, almost like a signal, as the round had gone its halfway, a minute and a half, he went up on the balls of his feet and started a dance. And when he does that, circling around left and right, pinking with that left jab, Folley is just not with the champion. When he fights that fight, it's his fight. So now we're looking at the scene here at Madison Square Garden as we anticipate round 7. There is the warning buzzer on the left in the white, Muhammad Ali. On the right in the brown trunks, it's Zora Folley.
Don Dunphy ringside in this heavyweight championship match. Muhammad Ali, the champion, the white trunks, challenges Zora Folley in brown. In case you joined us late, Folley was down from a combination in the 4th round. Took the count listening to it and got up and has fought fairly well since. In the last round or so, the champion's speed has been turning the fight his way. Now he is moving in, which has been unusual for him in this fight. That was a block punch, and Folley rolled with them. 2 minutes to go in round 7. A solid punch by the challenger, who of course is the sentimental favorite with the crowd. Talked about Folley's courage. The champion has plenty himself. There's no question about that. That's Folley down from that right hand. I don't know if he's going to make this one. 6, 7, 8. He's not. No, he gamely tried to get up. And Muhammad Ali has retained his heavyweight championship of the world After about 1 minute and 55 seconds of the 7th round, Folley tried gamely. He gave the champion the best battle of the champion's career, that is, since he has been champion. And here's Johnny Addy with the announcement.
The time, 1 minute and 48 seconds of the 7th round. The winner by a knockout, and still heavyweight champion of the world, Muhammad Ali.
We'll be back to ringside in just a moment.
Now let's go to the center of the ring and Don Dunphy.
We're going to try to get the champion of the world, Muhammad Ali, who successfully defended his heavyweight championship with a knockout. One of the photographers thinks I'm in his way. A knockout of Zora Folley in the 7th round here at Madison Square Garden. Champion, Muhammad. Here's the champion of the world, Muhammad Ali. And I think they're expecting a smile from the heavyweight champion. You look as though you're unhappy.
No, I'm not unhappy. I'm happy. I'm smiling. First of all, I would like to say Assalamu alaikum to our dear beloved leading teacher, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I'm feeling real fine tonight. I thank him for his blessings and prayers.
Now let's talk about the fight. How about the early rounds? Did Folley bother you?
Well, Folley bothered me for a while. He was smart. He was taking his time. He was stalking. But after a few rounds, he started tiring, and I caught him with a right-hand lead.
Did he hurt you at any time?
Well, a few body punches shook me a little, but not enough to really keep me hurt because he didn't follow me up. He wasn't really fast enough.
Now, I was telling the folks that the knockdown you scored in the 4th round came with such lightning speed you could hardly see the punches. It was a 1-2, wasn't it?
Yes, I think it was. I would have to see a
to
really see it.
You caught him flush.
Yes.
And down he went. Now about the 7th round knockout, knockdown and knockout. I'm sure you remember that a little bit more.
Well, I hit him with a right-hand lead that shook him up, and then I caught him with another right-hand lead. But I have to say he's a decent man. He hit me with a couple of low jabs, but he apologized for it, and it was a beautiful fight.
I thought it was one of the most interesting fights you've had since you won the title in your defenses.
Well, yes, I was. My manager, Herbert Muhammad here, was telling me that he noticed that I was a little flat-footed in this fight because I usually do a lot of dancing, but I couldn't. I was explaining to him where I couldn't really dance too much with this fella because he stayed still. He waited for me, and I had to slow down to tag him to keep up with his pace.
Now, after about the 5th or 6th round, Herbert came up and whispered something to you. What did he say in between rounds?
He told me not to play, and I told him I wasn't. He said, well, it looked like you're playing with the man. We're not here to play with the man. Knock him out. Well, I just told him that it may have looked like I was playing, but I was just filling him out. It's a lot easier standing outside looking in, but I did catch up with him later.
Well, now, what about the future? What about the other contenders for your heavyweight title?
Well, it's all up to my manager, Herbert. I'll let him answer that.
Herbert?
What about the next? What
about the next?
Well, we don't know right now.
Off with the old, on with the new.
Well, right now, we have a lot of offers, but we have to wait and see and talk it over with him.
You have other things to consider.
Right.
I know there's been talk of possibly Bonavena over in Tokyo, and that's a possibility for sometime in April.
They have the Japanese promoter here, Mr. Jin. He flew over here just to see the fight, and he's here. And we'll talk with him tomorrow, and we'll see if we can sign contracts. I already signed tentative contract for May the 27th in Tokyo. But there's a lot of things that involve whether or not we make that fight or not.
Well, now, I don't want to hurt the gate for any future fight, Herbert and Muhammad, but I just got to say, you're just too darn fast for any of these heavyweights around.
I like the public and the world out here to meet my father, This is the father
Hello.
of the world heavyweight champion, and there you are,
How are you,
father.
Mr. Clay?
Smile to all the fans in Louisville. You're now on television.
Andy Cummer.
What do you think of your boy?
He's the greatest I've ever seen.
He is.
I've seen him in a fighter. He's the fastest, most accurate.
Did you ever see Dempsey or Lewis?
No, I never
or,
see Dempsey.
Marciano?
I never see any of the fighters, but I heard of the fighter. Heard of him. You know, we used to watch him on the television, on the radio. You know.
I'd like to see Muhammad with one of them at their prime. I think we
I
could
would
have.
say he's the greatest of all time.
That's a good opinion.
Thank you, man.
You
As
think
you
so,
see,
Well, I'm
too?
saying because my son. But I know what I'm talking about.
I'd also like to say hello to my home is now Houston, Texas.
Yes,
and
I
I'd
know.
like to say hello to all of my friends there, the Soul Brothers.